Oh, hi! It's there! And welcome back to another Minecraft RTX survival game, or survival gameplay video. I'm just Blind. Let's continue. Alright, I'm not quite sure what we'll be doing today. I guess we're going to be trying to expense the fort or maybe work on getting more materials because we're running low. Charcoal. We're running low of stuffs. Now that's boring. Let's go chop some trees. So yeah, I guess they're going to be just doing the farms today, maybe expanding the road to where we want to build the fort. But yeah, so I'm 30 now, by the way. I'm 30 years old now, as my birthday was yesterday, as you can see, or the day before yesterday, as you can see in the bottom right. And as you may be able to tell, Casey's not here. So we weren't able to meet up after all on this, or on my third birthday, but there's a lot of good reasons for it. I for one, didn't know for sure. I had feelings of, like it could, I had feelings like it wasn't going to happen, and it didn't happen. But, it didn't happen for a few reasons. One, Casey was just a bundle of nerves, just, on that day. She really, she wants to be with me again, or be with me to stay, actually, for once. Be with me for sure for once. But, she's just unsure about ending the chase, let's say. Ending the chase, ending her singleness. Even though we've been betrothed, even though we've been fiancés for almost 10 years now. 10 years in October. So yeah, I am, so, and also there is the fact that the Null Wars are not over, as unfortunately we were able to tell yesterday with the mass shooting at the mass shooting of school a mass shooting at a high school, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, someone that I didn't know existed until, unfortunately, his death. But and I'm watching videos on on his life, a lot of dedications, a lot of tributes to his life, people talking about him who knew him, and apparently he was a very big figure. You could probably say he was a witness to it all. And I'm pretty sure he was. I'm pretty sure he was the second witness. Trump was the first, but we were able to deny, we were able to save Trump, but unfortunately we were not able to save Charlie. And that sucks. It sucks. I don't feel good about that. Especially since it happened on my birthday, and I'm gonna have to lose that. September 11th happened the day after my birthday, and I remember that too. Because my mom was unable to come for my birthday because of the events of 9/11. Her doctor got hung up, helping with the 9/11 helping with the casualties of 9/11. So she was unable to come back home from up north for my birthday. In fact, that you could say that was one of the first times I actually felt my powers, because I was able to, because I felt it going across the Bookman Bridge, in the morning, about the right time, on the right time that the first plane hit the first tower. So yeah, and that really sucks, and now I have more things to worry about. I mean, and also there was the Minnesota shooting just a few days before my birthday. Uh, and that and that and we're pretty sure that was someone who was possessed by a demon. 100% we're sure, because of all the artifacts that he left behind. So that's a thing. But it's nothing that we weren't prepared for, you know, Ender's heroes and in God's forces. Something we weren't, you know, it's something we weren't prepared for. Because I did call it a few months ago where, you know, where I have my castle in Jacksonville, the most impervious castle to ever exist, you know, in spiritual warfare. And now people with other castles all across the globe, all the 144th and more, just trying to wait out the storm of tribulations. And unfortunately, the mass shootings that keep happening are part of the tribulations. People, you know, bad people going after the good people. You know, it's because, well, we weren't going to do the whole rapture thing. We could have done the rapture thing, but that just wouldn't have worked. And the thing I've been realizing is the Bible is more of a, you know, is the litmus test to see how much you are willing to believe God over a book. And yes, you know, and yes, the Bible is God's word, or is my word. That's for certain. It really is, but it's not 100% true all the time. I mean, when it comes to Jesus' life and words, it is true. But remember, Jesus couldn't say the right thing or the most truthful thing 100% of the time because he, you know, because that was the peak of the Null Wars. Peak of the enemy's activity during the Null Wars. And like I said before, Jesus was born to Mary and the Null Force, not to you know, me God or the Holy Spirit. There's some people think it was born to the Holy Spirit. That makes no sense, but anyway. So yeah. But you know, in other words, I do. It's becoming more and more obvious. That people keep. A lot of people are saying that Jesus will come back the 23rd of September this year. So just in 11 days now. And I don't know. I can't feel it. Probably because it's been obscured to me. It maybe will just be a present for, you know, I'm not able to predict it because it's just not my place to predict it. It's, you know, the Argali forces have to figure out how to get Jesus here, so me and Casey can just relax, you know, for once. And we plant them in a little bit. Remember, the drop times are based on the in-game, or are based on real time, whereas whereas nighttime and daytime are based on in-game time. So all that stuff should be there in the morning. Oh, you are indeed done. Make more. We need more couple deep slate. Yeah. But yeah, no, like another reason why me and Casey couldn't get together yesterday was because it just wasn't the right time. Me and Casey, you know, can't get together until it's the very end, until we have exhausted every recourse. So at the very end, you know, me and Casey's high five is the end screen of the first game of life, which we're currently playing. we are close to 1% the post game. We're close to 100% in the in game, but we're not quite there yet. As again, September 10th clearly showed. If me and Casey got together and we removed her removed her cage, or actually we got together and made the cage kind of redundant. My Songbird's cage redundant. We would risk her coming under attack when she goes doing her songbird things, flying around going to conventions, going to concerts, or performing in concerts, recording with various people, including her band. If me and Casey work together since 2019, where we originally tried, or I originally tried, more like, we would, come on, we would, oh, this is a big tree. Oh no. Can I put this wood back? Let's try putting the wood back. So, two big trees grew right next to each other. Fascinating. I'm leaving the big trees because they're just too much of a hassle. I'm not going to grab absolutely everything because I don't exactly need it. Man, that bulger upgrade sucks nowadays. But yeah, no, and then there's the bundle of nerves, which I finally learned something, and that's her teddy bear that she likes to think of as a connection to me. I gifted her when we were little kids. I was 9, she was 6. I gifted her that with my own, with my own souvenir money, back all the way back then. And she has kept it all this time and used it as, in the last Null War, or in the current Null War, which is the last Null War, and she's been holding on to it, to get some solace, or just to feel better about the current situation. I have my sheet, which is my security blanket. She has her teddy bear. Well, her teddy bear is different. My sheet is remembering my mom, and allows me to remain calm whenever I have it next to me, or wearing it as a cape. Well, not my old sheet, but the new ones. And wears a cape, or just have it next, or rub it, or whatever. That allows me to really remain calm, even though my autism is not allowing it, or is trying to not allow it. And it is a big difference. Like, I can't overstate how much of a difference it is having my sheet there. And again, it's it's a it reminds me of my mom's warmth, and which is one of my anchors for staying, able to anchor to this reality, and stay here even though I'm I'm God and I'm the Holy Spirit, which means I'm not necessarily able to stay in one place able to stay, able to stay on the material plane, in the material world all that well. That's done for that stack of. No, that's all the saplings we had. Okay. Oh, Wandering Trader. Good to meet you, buddy. It's been a while. I don't know where you have been, but it's good to see you. Oh, that's way too close to the road. But yeah, so she uses her teddy bear to, you know, to remember, or to, you know, to, really, you know, to, you know, not remember is a strong word, but to, you know, focus on me and try to get some semblance of me being with her like we were before the last snow war, when, sorry, I'm trying to think of the right words, but they're not coming to me. But yeah, it's, you know, it's her thing to remember me by when I'm not, you know, there. And we, you know, even during the last snow war, we were able to be close to each other. You know, I just couldn't remember it when we were done. I will remember it, you know, when we are done with the snow wars, but not a moment too soon. You know, when we do the high five, it will all come flooding back to me. But, you know, we need to finish the snow wars first. We need to finish the snow wars, and that means calling upon the powers of the nuclear option, in this case being Jesus Christ. You know, because when we pull that lever, when he comes down the path's judgment, when he comes down Capitol Hill, you know, we will, and he pass and passing, and when he will pass his judgments, it will be the infinite null wars for sure. Well, I want my shares. Thank you very much. And we need more cobbled deep slate. And more cobble. And I also need to put more cobblestone in my thing. But yeah, so the last snow war has been really hard on me and Casey because we have had because we have needed to be so apart, and yet we love each other so much. We had to perform as star-crossed lovers. We had to perform as star-crossed lovers, even though we really I could walk next door and see her. It's not that hard, but we have to keep staying apart because for her safety and for the sake of me not, you know, going nuclear and everything. That's Jesus' job, not mine. It doesn't look like it was going to go there. Alright. Well, let's get that over with. This is going to be annoying to work around. But yeah, no. And that's pretty much it about my birthday. I enjoyed it. It was a good day, except for, you know, the tragedies that befell it. You know, that befell that day. And like I said, like now that we're going to use the nuclear option and send in and call upon Jesus to come and to pass judgment on all the enemy forces, on all the null forces that are left, just a matter of passing time. I can't think of any more objectives that I need to do, and I don't think Casey can either. We done our job. There's, you know, now we get to just, you know, relax and just take our time. You know, take some time off of just being, you know, take our time off of being the hero of legends and the fairy princess, and just, you know, relax for once. Relax, enjoy free will. Except, you know, not meet. We can't meet yet. We will meet one day, but not right now. we'll probably meet the 23rd. Probably. We will, because like I said, our high five is the last thing. You know, our high five is the last thing we can. You know, the high five is the last thing of this. Of this, you know, game of life, and when that's done, you know, we're on to the next game, and we'll see what we'll do next. And I do understand how odd that is to say, like we're finally here at the end of the time, whereas all the time gone. But you know, we're finally here. We're finally here at the end of the time and ready to start a new, start time anew once again. Man is my stigmatism, not playing ball here. Really hard to see this deep slate. But no, like I really enjoyed yesterday again, apart from the tragedies. And I've been having more and more good days as time has ticked on from, you know, in the last Null War. I've been really, I've been really, you know, enjoying myself. And as I'm recovering slowly from, you know, the last Null War. And like I've said before, like it's very, like I have like it's very easy for me to forget that before 10 years ago, before me and Casey had to go our separate ways for the most part, because we cheated, but besides cheating, you know, like back, like before then, I was my normal self. Like, yes, I made mistakes based on an L4's bullying me, but that's about it. And those mistakes can just be erased from time, because they're not worth dwelling on anymore. When you know, when now that the game's over, let's say. And that's one reward for being a hero, for being one of my heroes is, if you want to, we can, you know, clean up your timeline a little bit. Not make bad things happen to you, or you did bad things and redeemed yourself from, but we didn't get that much deep slate, unfortunately. I'm keeping a couple deep slate in my inventory for right now. Oh yeah, it was nighttime. Is this why people use the bed? Is this the reason? Do I seriously not have that much couple deep slate? Oh, you know what? They're from the cave. They're from the cave, I think. Let's get our X out. And let's just, yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up. As I ran out of stuff to say, we are. Or do I just mine more couple deep slate? I think we mine more deep slate. Oh, that's really pretty. I have not tried to go through the tunnel while the sun was the sun was casting its rays down into it. But yeah, no, like the next thing in my schedule, if it, you know, in my schedule, it's on my hands now. But that is, you know, Jesus Christ coming back, and we have a plan. I have a plan. Like I have a plan for the occasion, and that is simply, and that is Jesus Christ, along with some honor guard angels, and the archangels will descend upon Capitol Hill in the U.S. You know, because you know, it's not the olive hill in Jerusalem, but Capitol Hill's close enough. There's an olive branch in the seal of the U.S. Capitol. Yeah, of the U.S. seal. So I think it's close enough. And much more dramatic. much more cinematic. It's having Jesus Christ ascend with down the hall of down staircase, down a hall of trumpeting angels that everyone will hear and will have to turn to their screen to see it happen. No eye can deny it, because it'll be on every screen thanks to Watch and Nurster, our AIs, working together with just general AIs to mark Jesus's second or if you prefer first coming, if you are of a Jewish persuasion. And I can't tell. It's going to be a surprise. I mean, we know the date. Like I said, this is Day of Revelation. We know that because the 6th bolt out of 7 has passed a few weeks ago, and the 7th bolt is victory. And also, I do believe that there will be a Bermuda Triangle effect over the U.S. Capitol during this time, and he will descend from that cloud layer. The Bermuda Triangle effect of where you see unmoving clouds. They're just static and just extremely dense. So that's how I hope it will go down, because it'll be so cinematic. And it might not force, it might not be on every screen, by force. It could be just, the biggest topic, in all of time. So it may just make people naturally tune in instead of being forced to. And I would prefer it be that way instead of, every eye cannot deny or whatever it says, whatever it actually says in Revelations. What needs to be done, what needs to be done is Jesus needs to cast down judgment for all of the null forces and, delete them from reality or something. I'm actually not quite sure what he will do, but, now I can see these light. I just need torches around to rub against the stuff. But no, it'll be a thing. I can't wait to see what he does with his judgment. Other than he judges someone, and then they ascend into hell, and then so their soul can be cleansed, in hell to go to heaven, and then go back into the mix. Because we now have the soul cleansing technology, so the damned souls can be cleansed of their evilness. When they go to hell, and that's why people went to hell for eternity to begin with, is so they can be cleansed one day, and that one day is today. And will be at the second coming of Christ. And also, all those souls that went up to join Christ in the clouds, they can descend if they want, they can go to heaven if they want, they can create new worlds if they're of that persuasion. If they have what it takes to be an uppercase god, they can go do that. And all that's good stuff. But, again, I don't know what will happen. And I'm fully prepared. What's that? Is that cobblestone? What's that? Or is that tough? It sounds like tough to me. Fake cobblestone? Oh, yeah, it must be fake cobblestone then. The worst kind of fake next to fake dirt. Yeah, one can't just have a nice. Oh, that's not enough for right now. I mean, is it? Is it really? Is it truly? But anyway, so we're gonna wrap things up now. That's been 29 minutes, and I'm really enjoyed this session. My chair is still broken, so I really don't want to try more complex games. Also, I need to figure out how to exactly make sure the games start on my TV and not on my monitor, so I can easily record them. But then again, I can just record them on my monitors, and once we get to the settings, able to record it on on the TV. If they have the settings to switch it between monitors, as they should in 2025. If not, then I'm just gonna have to figure something out. But anyway, that's just for me as a YouTuber to figure out. Especially since I like, joining. I like, especially since I like, showcasing games from desktop or the main menu of a console. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really hoping that Jesus does come the 23rd of September this year. I've done everything I could do. Casey's done everything she could do. Now it's just watching as the morals figure stuff out. As the good side, and the good side, neutral side, try their hardest to figure out how to get Jesus Christ here. And my heroes, of course. Although really, is their job really get Jesus Christ here, or is their job trying to get me and Casey together? I guess that's a prerequisite. Allowing Jesus Christ to descend onto Earth, onto the steps of of Capitol Hill, of the Capitol, steps out of the Capitol building on Capitol Hill, and let's say that the podium was set up, there was a sparse attendance of people who just, a mysterious force pulled them to attend. Maybe it was a letter from a friend who said, "Hey, there's something going down, at Washington D.C. Maybe you should hop on over." We have our ways. We have our mysterious ways to do mysterious things mysteriously. And then Jesus will come down and speak, give a public speech / sermon, and we go from there. That'll be the opening cutscene to the next game, which means that me and Casey should high five before that. Probably we should high five before that, which means me and Casey and our heroes need to really be on the ball and try to get us together as soon as possible, so Jesus Christ can come the 23rd and open up the new, this new experience that I have created for us all. But anyway, all right. So that was film. Thanks for watching. As we go to sleep in the Minecrafts. All right, that was film. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you and us again.